Well, some ducklings have arrived yesterday. Originally, I was supposed to get them on March 22nd, but the order was postponed, so I just got them. They actually shipped on April 5th, but a box of them came in, and unfortunately, we're off to a bit of a rocky start with the ducklings. Hey, you little guys. You can see we got 4 there, looking pretty active and healthy. Well, I had ordered a dozen, and when they came in yesterday, half of the birds in the box were dead, and then I lost a couple more this morning. But these last 4 here, they look like they're doing all right. You can see them eating and drinking there. I got these from Murray McMurray Hatchery. I called them up yesterday, and told them about the, the pretty bad losses there. Half of them in the box were dead, and they were, very apologetic on the phone. I can't fault their customer service at all. They actually guarantee that all of the birds will arrive alive, and that they even will all make it, which is pretty unique as far as hatcheries go. And of course, if they don't, they will replace them. And they did, no questions asked. I call them up, and immediately they offered to refund or send out a replacement order, and they said that they could send out an order of replacements within a week. So on April 12th, they'll be shipping, and no questions asked or anything, which I was kind of surprised by. And I just called them up again just now and told them that a couple more of them didn't make it, and they added 2 more onto the order. It took a couple of minutes. It's pretty unfortunate what happened. I don't know exactly why. I guess most likely they probably got cold somewhere along the line, but obviously, they're a reputable business that has shipped birds for a long time, and they want your birds to get to you alive. So, it's not something that they want to happen, obviously. And so they sent out, well, they haven't sent them out, but they will send out 8 replacement birds, and hopefully, they will do better. So I'll keep you updated on that. I guess rather than make a video here, I'll wait until the new ones come in, and we'll see how things go. And I'll show you a little more of the new coop. So here's the duck coop all finished. You can see the aluminum sign roof on there. It came out pretty good. Never had to cut it at all. It just fit on there perfectly. Had to put some of these battens on here when the boards dried out, because they had some pretty big gaps between them, just to cut down on the amount of wind that might be blowing through there, near the bottom of it. It has this big open window anyways, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. But of course, what you really came to see is what's on the inside. So the order of replacement ducklings did come the other day, a couple days ago. So you can see the 4 big ones in there, and 4 more little ones. And you can see how fast they grow, and the difference between them. The bigger ones are just a week older, and they were the little tiny ones in the first part of the video. Oh, they're gonna get running around. So anyways, the replacement ducklings came, and that did not go great either. They sent me 8 ducklings to replace the ones that died, and when they came, there were 3 of those dead in the package, and then by the next morning I had lost 1 more. So 4 out of 8 of those died, and I don't know why exactly. My most likely thing, I think, is that they got cold somewhere. I don't really know, but they've basically overall they sent me 20 birds, and I've ended up with 8 that have survived. Most of them died in shipping before I got them, and lost a couple of more since we had them. 2 from the first batch and 1 from the second batch. I really don't know how much of that is the fault of Murray McMurray and how much was the fault of the Postal Service. I'm not really sure. There are some issues with Murray McMurray, the hatchery that I got him from, that I don't know. For one thing, I don't know if I mentioned this in the earlier part of the video, but their waterfowl ships from California, which I didn't know when I had ordered them, and I would not have ordered them from them if I knew that they were going to come from that far away. I thought that they were shipping from Iowa, which apparently their chicks do. There's another issue that I came across when, after the experience that I had, I went looking up reviews of Murray McMurray to see what kind of experiences other people had. And people brought up the issue that Murray McMurray ships their birds by priority mail when other hatcheries send them by express, I think it is. And supposedly it's actually the law that they're supposed to be sent by express, but Murray McMurray sends them by priority mail. They also have free shipping, which they're just the prices on their birds on the website are a little bit higher than some other places, but it includes free shipping, which seemed, pretty good when I was looking at different ones, different hatcheries. And whoops, uh-oh, somebody fell out. Alright, I'm gonna have to wrangle this one back in. Alright, so I did get that one back in, and we'll continue over here because I guess it's not a great idea to sit there and make a video with the coop door open. But as I was saying, apparently, probably that free shipping is made possible by the fact that they're sending birds by priority mail instead of express, which is cheaper on their end. They say that they work closely with the Postal Service, whatever that means, I don't know exactly. So just for that fact of the ducklings coming from California alone, I would never buy waterfowl from Murray McMurray again, just for that reason. And the shipping thing of being sent by priority, I don't know, that could be part of the problem. It's maybe something that worked out in the past, but I have noticed that the quality of the Postal Service has declined greatly in the last year or so, since things have been going crazy with COVID and all of that. So I don't know. I don't want to badmouth a company when I don't know for sure that the negative thing that happened is entirely their fault. I mean, it all happened when it was basically out of their hands, in the hands of the Postal Service. But I don't know. I just it's left, whole thing's left a bad taste in my mouth. Oh, and the last thing about Murray McMurray that I forgot to mention was the fact that their customer service actually was pretty good. That's one thing I don't have an issue with. They do actually guarantee that the chicks will arrive alive, and or they'll refund or replace them, and even will refund or replace any chicks that die in the first 48 hours. So I called them up after I got the first order with half of the birds dead, and they immediately offered, replacement or a refund. And so I asked for the replacements, and then, lost a couple more birds the next day, so I called them up, told them I lost a couple more, and again, no questions asked. They just added a couple of more birds onto that order. And then, I got the second order and called them up again with 4 more birds dead, and got the refund on those. And, pretty much instant, I called them up and told them about it, and within about a minute, it was refunded to my PayPal account. So, I mean, they do stand by their guarantee, and I would assume that normally or in times previously, things go a lot better with them, but not so great in my case. And so I would just be a little bit concerned about that. If you're looking for a hatchery to buy some chicks from, I don't want to completely badmouth them for reasons I've already said and all, but that's it. We'll take one more look at the setup here in closing. So this has been working pretty good for me so far. You can see it's starting to get kind of dirty looking now, which is the dirtiest that it has been. Ducklings are famously filthy. That's the tough thing, is cleaning up after them, but as I was saying, so far it has not been too bad. I got 2 of these slide top feeders here, and I was until yesterday using one for feed and one for water, which they're not really meant to be waterers, but it works really good for ducklings because they can drink out of them, but they can't really get in there and splash around. I just switched to one of these 1-gallon plastic waterers that come from Tractor Supply, or just fills up the little tray there, and already it's looking a lot messier in here. It was nice and dry before that. You can see I've got this little thing that I've made. I just cut the bottom off of a plastic tub and made this thing out of some old hardware cloth, or whatever you want to call it, from an old cage, and bent that around on the edges so it fits over there, so they come up here and drink, and anything that they splash around and spill, it goes in there instead of soaking the shavings. But of course, since I switched to this waterer, most of the water is still going in there, but it's open so they can splash around, and it's actually making mess and getting wet all the way out to here. But much better than it would be without this thing. So it's looking like it's about time to clean this out again pretty soon here. And of course I got a heat lamp in there. I was actually keeping it off most of the time during the day for quite a while, but the last couple of days have been pretty cold and nasty, and I've just got these new little ones, so I've left it on. You can see I've got a little over half of the coop kind of partitioned off there with some cardboard, just for a little smaller space, less chance of them getting lost and getting stuck in the nest boxes or something, which hasn't really been a problem. Those bigger ones are really starting to look good, growing with incredible speed. And you can see that one little duckling at the back there is a little bit different looking. That one is a different breed, and I don't know what kind, but apparently when they sent me their replacements, they were running out of silver apple yards, so I actually put 2 of those ones in, but one of them died in transport. So I've just got that one little odd one there at the back, so we'll see what that turns into. And it is pretty neat just watching them. But, alright, there's a little video on the ducks. I'm sure not the last one, so thanks for watching. Talk to you later.